After 8 years, Justin Trudeau is not worth the crime. After 8 years, Justin Trudeau is not worth the cost of crime. And believe me, crime is very costly indeed. After 8 years, we have the worst inflation in 40 years. His $600 billion of money printing deficits has sent 2 million people to the food banks. His carbon tax, supported by the NDP, is driving up the cost of food every day, a tax that's going up 23% on April 1st, a tax on the food, on the fuel, and on the energy that Canadians require. After 8 years, work doesn't pay. You make it, Trudeau takes it. After 8 years, the cost of housing has doubled. Rent has doubled. Mortgage payments have doubled. Down payments have doubled. Worse yet, today we learned that in the last 2 years, since Jagmeet Singh signed on to his costly coalition with Trudeau, promising to make housing affordable, rent is up 20%, according to Urbanation. And according to Stats Canada today, there's been a 14% drop in permits granted for home building. All this the result of Trudeau printing $600 billion of inflationary money that has ballooned the assets of the billionaires and the cost of housing for everyone else, while he gives billions to incompetent local bureaucracies that block construction. And then there's the crime, the chaos, the drugs and disorder. After 8 years of Justin Trudeau, car thefts are up 300% in Toronto, 100% in Ottawa and Montreal. After 8 years of Justin Trudeau, car insurance payouts are now $1 billion for car theft alone. In the first half of 2023, car insurance payouts were up 329%, adding $700 million in extra costs on your auto insurance, which is up by $129 a year just to pay for the cost of the Trudeau car theft crisis. It has become a get-quick-rich scheme. The cause? One, Justin Trudeau's catch and release system, which allows repeat car thieves to get out the same day they're arrested on easy bail. Two, house arrest, which Justin Trudeau's C5 allows for repeat auto theft. And three, he's allowed soft sentencing so that auto thieves are not afraid of even getting caught. Yesterday, we announced our common sense reform of the Federal Criminal Code to put the brakes on auto theft. It includes a mandatory 3 years of jail for 3 cars stolen. It means no more house arrest for career car thieves. And it means it will mean jail, not bail, jail, not bail for repeat career car thieves who are newly arrested on the crime. But the other part of the problem is our ports. And that is why we're here today. Justin Trudeau has unleashed crime and chaos at our ports. His mismanagement of these federal assets has turned ports into parking lots for stolen vehicles. Canadian Border Services Agency is in charge of protecting our borders, but the Federal Port of Montreal, where the majority of stolen cars leave Canada, only, according to the Journal of Montreal, only had 5 officers to inspect over 500,000 containers that leave our country through this port. Insane incompetence. No wonder the crime is out of control. They also only have one X-ray scanner that constantly breaks down. Federal ports in Vancouver, Prince Rupert, Halifax all have similar stories. According to Peel detective Mark Hayward, CBSA checks less than 1% of the boxes that come in and go out. No wonder so many illegal drugs and guns get in and so many of our cars get out. Now, what is Justin Trudeau's solution? Well, he's done the exact opposite of common sense. Despite the skyrocketing car thefts, Trudeau the CBSA is seizing about the same number of cars today at the federal ports of Montreal as they were years ago, frequently ignoring suspicious containers even after they are reported. It's incredible. We have people who have air tags in their vehicles who know that the vehicle is stolen from their house, it's been taken by a truck, It's been put on a train. The train is coming here. The person is looking at it on their phone. They have their app. They're looking at their car going to Montreal. They call the cops. They say, my car is going to the Port of Montreal. Can you stop it? And the cops say, we have no way of stopping it. And so hours go by before it finally gets on a boat and it crosses the Atlantic in order to be sold off by organized crime to fund terror networks around the world, driving up our insurance premiums and terrorizing our innocent, law-abiding people, resulting in more violence on our streets. This is the chaos and incompetence of eight years of Trudeau. Meanwhile, but don't get me wrong, not everybody's suffering. The consultants are making off like bandits. Trudeau is spending over $15 million a year just on CBSA management consultants alone. Let's get this straight. The managers don't know how to manage. So they hire consultants for millions of dollars to tell them how to manage. If you want to drive a truck, you have to know how to drive. You want to be a barber, you have to know how to cut hair. If you want to be a manager, you have to know how to manage. And if you don't know how to manage, I'm going to fire you. I will be firing people who admit that they are so incompetent that they need management consultants to do their jobs. We're going to save the money that Trudeau's spending on management consultants and put that into boots on the ground and other assets. So here's my common sense plan to put the brakes on car theft at our ports. First, we will fire useless management consultants at CBSA and use the $165 million we will save across the department to put it into frontline port security. Two, we will use some of this money to invest in state-of-the-art X-ray equipment to allow for rapid scanning of containers at our 4 major ports, Vancouver, Montreal, Prince Rupert, and Halifax. We will purchase 24 of these scanners. Each of them are capable of doing 150 containers per hour. That's almost 1 million containers per year. The scanners will pierce into the boxes, finding out if the merchandise inside matches the manifest so that we can stop some of the theft this way. And if someone calls and says, my car is on the way to be shipped abroad, we can scan the box, find out where it is, stop the box from getting on the ship, put it aside, take the car out, and get it back to the owner rather than sending it off to a foreign gangster. 3, we will hire a special team of CBSA officers on the ground. 75 of them will be at our 4 biggest ports operating these scanners and interrupting car theft in particular. This team will include probably about 30 at this port alone, and it will be a massive increase from the reported 5 that the Journal of Montreal said is there. We'll use the dollar-for-dollar approach that my common sense government will do for all plans. We will cut $165 million of management consultants to pay for $135 million of stronger security at our ports, saving a net $30 million. In other words, the overall cost of today's proposal is 0, and the savings is $30 million, not to mention the billions of dollars we will save by interrupting this extremely costly Trudeau car crisis and putting it to an end once and for all. Our common sense plan to put the brakes on car theft is to secure our ports and lock up the car thieves. Now let's bring it home. Thank you.